Nobody could imagine a lion mourning like a man, yet in Tanzania's Serengeti, one did. Picture this, a golden dawn, a lone lion silhouette, its roar echoing with grief. Why would a king of the wild honor a human? You won't believe what it did for the man who saved its life. This is the tale of a legend whose farewell shook the savanna. The Serengeti Game Reserve sprawls endlessly, a sea of golden grass where elephants trumpet, hyenas cackle, and the sun scorches the earth. Here, James Carver, a grizzled ranger in his late 70s, is a living legend. For over 50 years, he's patrolled these plains in his battered Jeep, its tires caked with red dust. James' calloused hands and sharp eyes tell of a life spent shielding wildlife from poachers' snares. Even after retirement, he volunteers daily, mentoring young rangers and tending to the reserve's aging elephants with weathered hides, rhinos with battle-scarred horns. James is no saint. He's a man of grit and dry humor, quick with a quip but slow to trust. The wild doesn't care about your feelings, he'd say, but it'll teach you respect. His weathered face hides a deeper wound, the loss of his wife Sarah a decade ago. She loved the Serengeti as much as he did, and her absence drives him to pour his soul into the reserve. Inside, James wrestles with his fading health, a heart condition he brushes off like a bothersome fly. He's not ready to quit, not when the animals need him. To the rangers, he's a father figure. To the animals, a quiet guardian. But no one, not even James, could predict the mark he'd leave on one creature in particular. The Serengeti's heat is merciless, the air shimmering like a mirage over cracked earth. James sets out early, his Jeep rattling toward a bushy corner of the reserve. His mission, check on a black rhino, a stubborn old bull he's monitored for years. The rhino took a poacher's bullet last week, and its jagged wound festers. James' brow furrows as he drives, his mind sharp but his body betraying him. Sweat beads on his forehead, and his chest tightens, a warning he ignores. Just one more check, he mutters, gripping the wheel. Riding shotgun is Lila Monroe, a 20-something ranger with a quick mind and a chip on her shoulder. Lila idolizes James but clashes with his old-school ways. "You can't save every animal, James," she argued that morning, frustrated by his stubbornness. James smirked, eyes glinting. "Watch me try, kid." Their banter masks mutual respect, but Lila's ambitions. He dreams of leading the reserve someday, makes her pushy, and James isn't one for being pushed. Still, she's learning, soaking up his knowledge like a sponge. James parks near a cluster of acacias, the rhino's hide barely visible through the brush. He steps out, binoculars raised, noting the beast's labored breathing. "Hang in there, old boy," he whispers, voice thick with care. But as he steps closer, a sharp pain lances through his chest, spreading like wildfire, stealing at his breath. James stumbles, clutching his shirt and collapses into the grass, face pale, sweat pouring. The world spins, his thoughts flickering to Sarah, the rhino, unfinished work. Miles away, Lila and another ranger, Thomas, a steady-handed local, are tagging zebras when they hear a faint groan. Lila's gut twists, she knows that voice. They sprint through the savanna, finding James crumpled, his pulse erratic. "James, stay with me!" Lila shouts, hands shaking as she checks his vitals. Thomas fumbles through James's pockets for his heart medication, but they're empty. "He forgot it," Thomas curses, voice tight. Lila's mind races, guilt hits hard. Their earlier argument feels like a betrayal. Thomas radios the medical team. Words clipped. "Carver's down. Heart attack. Get here now." The call crackles across the reserve, halting all work. Rangers drop their tasks, converging on the scene. A medical jeep screams across the plains, dust billowing. Lila and Tomas lift James into the vehicle, Lila holding his hand, whispering, "You're too stubborn to quit, old man." But James' eyes flutter shut, his breathing shallow, intermittent. At the reserve's small medical room, doctors swarm. The defibrillator hums, and Lila stands frozen, heart pounding as they shock James' chest. "Come on, James," she pleads, but the monitors flatline. After 20 agonizing minutes, a doctor steps back, voice heavy. He's gone. The room falls silent, the weight of loss crushing. Lila's knees buckle, and Tomas steadies her, his own eyes wet. The reserve has lost its anchor, and the news spreads like wildfire, leaving rangers and locals reeling. James' funeral is held the next morning, as he wished, in the reserve's heart. A wooden platform sits in the central courtyard, surrounded by rangers, local families, and the hum of cicadas. James lies peacefully, his weathered face calm, a faint smile etched as if dreaming of the wild. At his chest rests his old harmonica, a gift from Sarah, its silver worn from years of play. The ceremony is simple, rooted in local traditions, incense burns, soft prayers rising. Lila stands by the platform, voice raw. James showed me the wild isn't just land, it's family. He gave everything to protect it. Tomas lights a candle, hands steady but eyes distant, lost in memories of James' lessons. Rangers step forward, placing wildflowers by James's side, faces etched with grief. The community feels fractured, like a herd missing its leader. But as the sun climbs, a low, rumbling roar shatters the quiet. Heads whip toward the sanctuary's gate. A massive male lion strides forward, mane thick, scarred flank glinting. Gasps ripple through the crowd. "Get back!" someone hisses, rangers scrambling, fear spiking. The lion moves with purpose, amber eyes fixed on the platform. It weaves through the crowd, growling softly, not aggressive, but commanding. Lila freezes, hand on her radio, but something in the lion's gaze stops her. It reaches James' body, pauses, circling the platform. Then, in a moment that steals the crowd's breath, the lion lowers its head, bowing in reverence. A glint catches Lila's eye, something dangles from its mouth. It drops a weathered ranger badge, scratched but unmistakable, by James' harmonica. Lila's heart skips. She knows that badge. James lost it years ago during a daring rescue. 15 years back, James and a young Tomas freed a pride of lions from a poacher's trap. This lion, then a young male, was bleeding out, flank torn. James bandaged it himself, hands steady despite the danger, and nursed it back to health in the sanctuary. They released it to the wild, thinking it gone forever. But it hadn't forgotten. Somehow, it kept James' badge, and now, in a gesture no one could predict, it returned to honor its savior. The crowd stands stunned, fear melting into awe. Tomas whispers, he's saying goodbye. Lila steps forward, voice soft. Easy, big guy. The lion meets her gaze, eyes sharp, almost human, then bows again, unmoving. The moment feels sacred, a bridge between man and beast. Rangers lower their radios, joining the silence, sharing the weight of James' loss with the creature he saved. The procession moves to a grassy knoll under a sprawling baobab tree, James' chosen resting place. The lion follows at a distance, steps deliberate, roars echoing like a dirge. Rangers carry James' platform, Lila clutching the harmonica and badge. At the gravesite, they dig a quiet grave, the earth soft and warm. James is laid to rest, the harmonica tucked by his side, the badge placed above his heart, a symbol of his bond with the wild. Lila kneels, voice steady despite tears. You saved him, James, and he saved you right back. The lion lingers by the grave, head bowed, then lets out a final earth-shaking roar sound of loss, gratitude, farewell. As the sun dips, dyeing the sky crimson, the lion vanishes into the savanna, leaving the rangers in reverent silence. The reserve pauses its work the next day, a rare tribute. Lila and Thomas spearhead a mission, a scholarship in James's name funding young rangers to protect the Serengeti. Lila vows to save the rhino James checked on, her guilt transforming into purpose. He'd want us to keep fighting, she tells Tomas, who nods, his quiet strength mirroring James's. Locals and rangers visit the grave, leaving wildflowers and stones etched with messages. The lion returns occasionally, spotted at dusk by the baobab, a silent sentinel. The tale of James' bond with the lion spreads, inspiring conservation efforts. The scholarship grows, training a new generation to carry his torch. Lila, now a leader, feels his presence in every patrol, every animal saved. The lion's tribute becomes a symbolic reminder that courage and kindness echo beyond a lifetime, touching even the wildest hearts. This tale of a man and a lion carries lessons that resonate deeply. First, compassion transcends boundaries. James's choice to save a wounded lion, risking his own safety, proves kindness can forge bonds across species, enduring for years. Second, true legacy lies in impact, not applause. James never sought fame, yet his heart and grit reshaped the Serengeti, inspiring Lila, Thomas, and countless others to carry on. Finally, it's a call to fight for what matters, no matter the odds. James faced poachers, scorching heat in his own frail body, but he never backed down. That's a challenge to us all. Stand tall, act with purpose, leave a mark. The bond between a ranger and a lion reveals what's possible when we fight for something bigger than ourselves. That lion, carrying a badge across years and miles, showed loyalty doesn't fade at the grave. It's a testament to how one person's courage can ripple through time, changing the world. For me, this tale cuts deep. In a fractured world, it reminds us that compassion, whether for a rhino, a lion, or a rookie ranger, builds bridges no distance can break. It's proof our actions, however small, matter. I'm struck by how this bond captures humanity at its best, stubborn, heartfelt, unafraid to stand for what's right. If this moved you, smash that like button, hit subscribe, and share with your friends. Let's spread this message far and wide. Thanks for listening, and I'll see you in the next one.